Yo, guys, what is up? It's your boy, Mitchell, and your co host. Yeah, as y'all can hear, my co host is not here today. This is going to be a one weave episode, quick episode, with just your boy Mitchell, bro. I'm just going to be real. So, what's up, my newbies? We're going to start this episode right now, real quick. First and foremost, hopefully I said that word right. I just want to say shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to Cat. Shout out to Brunson. Shout out to the whole not organization. Shout out to the whole team. I don't care about the organization, but shout out to the whole team, man. I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Kevin Durant fan, but I like Cat and I like Brunson more than I like anyone else on the Spurs. So I really want them to win. I picked the Knicks in 6. They're 2-0 right now, so who knows, man? They might sweep them. But anyways, that's not what y'all are here for. Y'all are here for what we talk about here. So this week's episode, it's was supposed to be things we're excited for the month of June. Ray's not here, so we're just gonna do my things, my 10 things. I have a few honorable mentions, and then next week, which you guys will probably get that episode earlier than normal, probably. Next week we will shoot Ray's list, and yeah, I'll just keep this boat flowing along. I didn't want to take a break this week, even though my co-host isn't here, so it kind of sucks. I'm talking to myself. I don't know if any of these jokes are gonna land. I mean, I'm not really trying to make any jokes, but if they flow, they flow. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna start off with my honorable mentions for movies I'm excited for to watch in June. Just to give you guys a little asterisk, or I don't know what the thing is to say, the right word to say, but some of these things I have already watched. Okay, I'm just gonna be real. There's like 2 movies on here I have already watched. Actually, 3 movies on here I've already watched. So they're still gonna be probably on the list. They're not probably. They're on the list. I'm looking at it right now. They're still gonna be on the list, but just to let anyone else know if they want to check out these movies. Yeah, but right, I know I just said I was about to get into it, but one more thing before I get into it. The movie, this is gonna be a quick episode. So the news, the trailers, we ain't doing that this episode. It's literally just gonna be this, and then at the end, I'm gonna talk about things I have already watched. I'm gonna go more into depth on the other things I haven't watched. But starting off my list, with my honorable mention, my first honorable mention is the Adventure Time side quest, like mini series show that's supposed to be releasing not next month, this month. I forgot. This month, June 29th. If you guys know what Adventure Time is, it's pretty much this dude's a dog, Jake the dog, Finn the human. That's better to say, and yeah, they just have adventures, man, and it's supposed to be more focused on those two, I believe. Their earlier times, I haven't seen that much news about this, so I don't know if it's gonna be a full on um like story, or is it gonna be like episodic? I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be episodic because it's called Adventure Time Side Quest. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be mainly episodic, but I don't remember, but definitely check it out if you like Adventure Time. Comes out June 29th on Hulu or Disney Plus. But yeah, that was my first one. The next one on my honorable mentions is actually this thing I saw called Cape Fair. I actually have no idea what this is, but I heard it was like a movie, and now they're turning it into like a show. It's going to be, I don't know if it already came out. I believe it has not. Actually, no, it has. It literally just came out today, February 5th. June 5th. My bad, my bad, my bad. It just came out today, actually. So it's like a series. I don't know what it's really about, but it says right here a happily married couple faces growing threat when a notorious killer from their past is released from prison and seeks revenge. So I seen some trailers. It looks like a pretty interesting watch. It has an actor I really like when he plays the villain role, and he is playing the villain role in this, I believe. His name is, hopefully I'm about to say this dude's name right, Javier Bardem. I don't know if I said it right. I'm pretty sure I said it wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's in No Country. Oh my god, I forgot what the movie is called. It's like No Country for Old Men. Okay, yeah, that's what it's called. I know he's in that movie, and that's like a movie I always hear um is iconic with villains, especially I hear he plays one of the best villains of all time in that movie. And he's also in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tells No Tales. That's actually a pretty mid movie, but you know what I'm saying? He did do a good job as the villain. It's not a bad movie, it's just in the Pirates of the Caribbean world that's kind of mid. But for my last um for my last honorable mention, it will be Masters of the Universe. Now, this is a movie I've actually already seen. I watched it, I believe, yesterday or 2 days ago with my brother. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, when we talked about the trailer a couple of months back when it first came out, um, I remember me saying, I don't really know what Ray said, but I remember me saying that it was kind of gave me the same vibe of Dungeons and Dragons, that one movie that came out a while ago. And I'm not gonna lie, after I have watched the movie, I actually kind of take that back. It still gives me like kind of sort of the same vibes, like the sci-fi element with the action. But watching this movie, I actually surprisingly enjoyed it more than I thought I would have. It really gave me a mix of. It felt like I was watching Thor Ragnarok. Like it gave me a vibe of Thor Ragnarok with that Dungeons and Dragons movie. So it had like the Thor Ragnarok action and comedy style, but it had the wackiness of Dungeons and Dragons, if you know what I mean. Oh my, I'm just gonna say He-Man, Nicholas, okay, the dude that plays He-Man in the movie. In my opinion, he doesn't do a bad job. He does a pretty good job. I'm one of those. A lot of people were criticizing that in the movie he went from being a loser to like He-Man, and they say he's kind of wimpy in the movie. And obviously, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, you can feel he is a little wimpy in it, but I like the zero to hero vibe when I was watching this film. I really enjoyed um his character development, I guess you could say, in this film. It was also a really fun movie. I mean, oh yeah, no, it was also a very fun movie. With sorry, I'm trying to think about the word. With the plot was not anything special, but it was like a fun movie to where I was enjoying what was going on. Like the jokes, some of the jokes landed for me. There was a joke at the end that was actually kind of funny, and the chemistry with the main group, I didn't really feel it that much. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel too much of a chemistry. So I did like there was a moment in the movie where it was like He-Man and Tila, I believe that's how you say her name. They're like love interest kind of, but she pretty much shuts that down midway, and then like the rest of the movie they just go on without it. And I actually felt like that was the better choice to do because this movie was long, but at the same time, I didn't feel like we needed another subplot of a little relationship thing. Jared Leto played Skeletor, and I really think he did really great as his role as Skeletor. He was funny yet menacing at the same time, and as a villain, he just killed it. Like he truly killed it. Even if you don't want to watch this movie, because you think it looks wacky, like I said, I watched it with my brother, and we enjoyed the movie, and I really think some people should check it out just because of Skeletor and some of the action scenes. A lot of people complain about CGI fighting, and I do agree. There were some parts where I was just like, not really feeling this. But overall, I enjoyed it, and I really think it's a movie, people should check out. It's not bad, you know what I'm saying? So, Masters of the Universe is my last one for honorable mentions. So now the next thing I'll get into is my list. Okay, my top 10. At least I hope these are 10. I'm not counting, so hopefully this is 10. Number 10 on my list, I would have The Bear. Right now, I have The Bear. I'm still currently on season 3, but The Bear season 5, I believe, comes out this month. I don't remember when, but I know it comes out later in this month. And The Bear is a great show. I Out of all the Hulu shows, FX shows, whatever you want to call it, that I have watched, this is definitely one of the best. I don't think it is the best. I have Snowfall as the best, and then right under it is Atlanta. But The Bear, and I think The People versus OJ was also on there on FX. That's what I mean. So it's like right there fighting in that third slot with that. But this show it's just so good. It's more of like a show you can watch just while relaxing. Like there is a plot that's going on, but it's really a show. Even though it sounds crazy that I can watch this while relaxing because it's a very chaotic show. But I don't know. It's a show. Every time I watch it, I'm just like relaxed and just completely chilled out. And maybe it's because their lives are like completely chaotic, or at least the restaurant is completely chaotic. So watching that makes me feel more relaxed. I don't know, but either way, great, phenomenal show. I believe it's also on Hulu and Disney Plus. So if you want to check it out, you can. And try to catch up. I don't think anyone's gonna catch up, but yeah, I just see it right here. June 25th is when this season is coming out, and I believe all episodes are dropping like of the last season at the same time. So if you think you can catch up in 2 weeks, bro, be my guest and let me know how that goes because I'm still on season 3, almost done with season 3, but I should be able to catch up. Right now, I guess it's a little spoiler, but right now I'm watching Spider Noir, and that's really taking on my focus, especially with school and all that other boring stuff that I'm not going to go into. But yeah, The Bear is number 10 on my list. Number 9 on my list is the live action of Avatar. Avatar, the live action that is going to be released on Netflix. It's season 2 that it's going to be released. And I'm a I'm gonna be real. The first season, I wasn't that big of a fan of it. It actually was just like all right to me, but I'm only checking this out because Toph is in. Toph is my favorite Avatar character, and that's like the only reason why I'm checking this out. I want to see Toph in live action, and Azula is also my second favorite character, and she's gonna be more seen in this season too. So I also want to check it out for that reason. I believe the second season is. I'll try to look for that while I'm talking. But okay, I see it. Yeah, the second season is June 25th, I believe. Okay, hopefully this is the right that this thing is telling me. But June 25th, I believe, is when it's coming out. And yeah, the cast has gotten older, so hopefully they have all gotten better with their acting. I think the choreography and their bending is believable. I just think were certain moments in the first season where the act you could just tell you're watching kids. Okay, I know there are a lot of like kids in movies or in television shows where you can tell that kids are becoming better actors, or maybe the quality of these movies and shows are demanding these kids to be better actors, or they're just hiring better acting kids. Who knows? But when watching the show, that was just one of my bigger complaints in the first season was the acting. Was some of the episodes they didn't include things that I was like, I really wish that would have been here. And then there were some things where I was like, eh. we could have probably like sped past this a little bit. But yeah, if they just do what season 2 of One Piece did, which is a big task to fill in, get better with the pacing, I really think overall that should help the show. Season 3, I believe, has already been shot. I'm pretty sure it's just they're finishing up the final touches, but I believe season 3 of the live action of Avatar have already been shot. Don't know when it's coming out, but I know that part. So yeah, I'm excited for it. And if you have never seen Avatar, do not watch this. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Do not watch this. Check out the original. The original is such a great show that when I hear people tell me they haven't seen the Avatar and people rate it as the best cartoon of all time, not my favorite, but people rate it that high, I'm just like, what are you doing? So yeah, check it out if you have the time. Next thing I want to talk about, I believe this is number 8 on my list. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not counting. Is Toy Story 5. Yes, you heard it here, guys. Toy Story 5. Yeah, I don't know if this is shocking to anyone because my co-host is not here, so I'm literally talking to myself right now. So now I'm excited to see Toy Story. Like I still plan on watching it when it comes out with my brother, of course. But I'm not like as excited as a lot of people are. The concept I know is very intriguing. Toy versus technology. Kids are not playing with toys anymore. You know, they barely go outside, but usually that's like at a certain age where kids just stop going outside. Usually it's like high school where kids just stop going outside. But they're just always on their TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. I don't know if any kids use that, but if you are, you should watch your kids. But anything, sorry. Toy Story 5 is a movie that, like I said, I'm still excited to watch it. Not as excited as other people, but I'm still excited to watch it. I said it before, and I'm gonna probably just keep always saying this. I really am not a huge fan of the continuation of Toy Story. Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending. Me and my co-host always disagree on this. He says fourth was good. Voice crack. He says fourth was good and whatever. He's not mad that they made it. I'm not mad that they're making more movies. Like I don't care, but I just don't think there needs to be anymore. It's the same thing with Incredibles and other Pixar films. But I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna watch it. The premise is interesting enough for me to watch it. If you're gonna ask Mitchell, you said you were gonna watch Toy Story 4 before you watch this movie. Have you watched Toy Story 4? No, I'm just gonna be real. I have not watched Toy Story 4. I keep falling asleep. The movie is all right, bro. I'm not gonna force myself to watch it because I really just don't have any interest in watching that movie. But shout out to my boy Woody, man. The next thing that is on my list is The Invite. When I went to go watch the drama, this is also another A24 movie, you know. But when I went to go watch the drama, this was one of the movie trailers that showed, and I'm not gonna lie, it was just like the drama where it was a trailer that didn't really give me much. When I was watching it, I didn't feel like I was given much while watching this, and I was intrigued, but as y'all can see, I have it like on 7 on my list, I think, or 6. I don't know. I was intrigued enough to definitely go out and I'm gonna definitely watch this movie when it comes out. I'm intrigued enough, but I don't know. It's the same thing with the drama. I literally only watched that movie because I had nothing to do that day. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'll go check it. And now with this, I'm just like, I had that same intriguement with the drama, and it blew out my expectations. One of my favorite movies of this year. So now I'm just like, I gotta watch this movie, if even if I have somewhat close to that amount of impact. But yeah, it's like this different. It's like this dinner party these two couples are having, where I think this one couple invites another couple over to their home, and that's honestly really what I got from the trailers. It comes out June 26th of this year. I don't know why I had to add that. Obviously, it comes out this year, but yeah, it comes out this year. Seth Rogen's supposed to be in it. which I'm low-key kind of intrigued in that because the trailers did give me some comedy vibes. I'm not a huge fan of comedy. I don't have nothing against it, but I'm not like the biggest fan of comedy films. But I'll check it out, man, if Seth Rogen's in it. So yeah, the invite is something that I'm kind of pretty excited to watch, you know. The next thing that is on my list is it was originally called Scary Movie 6, but now it's just called Scary Movie, man. This movie, if y'all didn't know this, has already came out. It got released, I think today. Yeah, it got released today. I watched it yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all guys. This movie is not as bad as the Rotten Tomatoes rating is. Now, it's still, let me just say this. It's a good movie. Okay. I'm just gonna say that first and foremost. First and foremost. Oh my god, I think I'm saying that word wrong. But I'm just gonna say that first. This is a good movie. Okay. I'll try to edit that part out. This is a good movie. The I can understand why people have criticism towards it, and I agree with some of the criticisms, but overall, if I had to rank it in the scary movie rating, it would be Scary Movie, the original, Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie 3, and then it would be right there. That's where I would put it. Scary Movie 6. And then if you watch the other two, you're wasting your time. Those ones are trash. But that would be my rating. There's, in my opinion, the major issue in this movie is, like I said, I haven't seen Scary Movie 5 in so long, but I hear this is the major issue in that movie, is that it just feels like at certain points in the film, they're just shooting skit there, skit there, skit there. Not gonna spoil any of the skits. Man, this is a scary movie. I don't care. I'm gonna spoil actually. Like there was a skit they shot with Long Legs, I believe that was the film, that then it just felt like they just put it there. It was funny. Like, don't get it twisted. These were funny skits. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I wasn't laughing while watching these, but it was just like it just didn't fit anywhere in the plot of the movie. I know when you watch Scary Movie, there are some moments in these movies where there aren't, where the plot doesn't really matter and they just throw in things just to throw in things. But I'm telling you, go back and watch at least the first Scary Movie, even the second one if you really want to. There is an overarching plot that they try to stick through, even with the skits. I wouldn't say skits, but even with the like the jokes with the other horror films they try to put into these movies, it still fits into the plot to where I'm like, it feels like it's carrying on to the story. That was one I didn't feel like really was fitting. There was one that they did with K-pop Demon Hunters that just lasted way too long. It was funny at first and then it just dragged on for way too long. I think the movie's called the Substance. I haven't seen it. I think that's what the movie's called, where they did something like that and I was just like, this felt like it dragged on too long. But overall, the I feel like the ending made up for the how long it was dragging. And like for another like thing that wasn't really a skit, but it was like what they did in the original other scary movies, but how they had the smile in this movie where um Anna Faris, Cindy, she just kept saying like, stop smiling at me. She said this in the trailer, and she would just hit people because random people would just be smiling at her. But they were able to fit that in the story to where it just felt funny. You know what I'm saying? It felt funny and felt natural funny. It didn't feel like we're just gonna put this here just to put it here. Okay, like the Sinners one. There was also a Sinners one that they put that I felt like it was actually good. You know what I'm saying? It felt, even though I still feel like it was part of it, the film, it still kind of felt skitty. But overall, it was good. So yeah, that's what I just have to say about Scary Movie. I probably just was crapping on it, but I'll talk about the things I liked about the movie. The thing I liked about the movie is overall it was still a funny movie. This movie is mainly parodying, if y'all haven't seen it, um, Scream 5, I believe. Yeah, it's mainly parodying Scream 5, and Scream 5 is like the last in my opinion, pretty good Scream movie. Scream 6 wasn't bad, but I think Scream 5 was like actually pretty good. So this they did a great job in my opinion, and a funny job actually parodying that movie with the characters and the other jokes they make mocking that movie. They do a pretty good job at that. And even the other movies they twinkle into the plot to match it. They do a good job with it too. And yeah, I really do feel like the first half of the movie was pretty good. And also it was mainly just the middle where I had issues with. And then also the ending. The ending was satisfying. So that's probably why I didn't hate the movie as much as some other people, because the ending for me was satisfying. It was really funny, and I won't spoil this. There are some cameos with the reveal of who Ghostface is. That were pretty. I'm not gonna lie, I was just laughing because I was just shocked. I was like, "What the heck? What are they doing in this movie?" And yeah, I really enjoyed it though. Watching it in the theater. Um, there was like this dude that sat right beside me that was like really weird. I'll probably tell this story if Ray wants to hear it next episode. But there was this dude that sat right beside me that was just like ruining the vibe a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? He ended up leaving before the movie ended, so it didn't really ruin my entire theater experience watching that movie. But yeah, check it out, man. If you like scary movies, or if you even haven't seen any of the scary movies, watch it, man. Like it's still a funny movie at the end of the day. The next movie I want to talk about is another movie I watched already. If y'all are keeping track, I think this is 5 on my list. I really don't know, but maybe when I'm editing, I will like actually keep track. But right now, I have no idea what this is. I think it's actually 4. Actually, I think this might be 4 or 3. If this is 3, this is kind of crazy for 3. But yeah, I think this is 3. I have no idea. It's called Power Ballad. I think I'm saying that word. Power Ballad. Ballad. I don't know. Correct me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong. But yes, this is a movie starring Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas. I watched it literally today, so it's kind of fresh on my mind. It came out May 29th. So I don't know why I'm including this on this list, but whatever. It's already too late. I didn't realize when it came out. I'm just gonna say it came out this month. So it's kind of about this dude, Rick, where he is a singer for a band, and he pretty much ends up having to not ruin his dreams or crush his dreams, but he can't continue going on with his band because he ends up having a child, so he has to take care of his child. Fast forward in the future, he ends up having this other band and he performs at this one wedding where he then meets Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas's character, Danny Wilson. They kept saying his full name a lot in the movie, Danny Wilson. But anyways, where Danny Wilson and him sing, they have a connection, and then one night, Danny invites him over to after the wedding, invites him over to just chill, and talk about music. And later on, fast forward, I think they said 6 months flash forward. Um, what's his name? Nick Jonas, Danny, he stole a song from Rick's character. And pretty much this entire movie, he's just trying to. I guess it's a spoiler if y'all wanted to go in spoiler free. My bad. Pretty much the entire movie, he's just trying to prove to people that he stole his song. While watching the movie, this is not really a spoiler, I guess, but while watching the movie, we don't know if he stole his song. Okay, he has no proof of it. There's nothing to explain that he stole his song. Like there's literally no proof other than he's just saying he stole my song, he stole my song, he stole my song. So pretty much that is the movie's premise. He's trying to just get this dude Danny to admit that he stole his song. He doesn't, even if he doesn't really care about the money. He's just mainly at this point, he goes crazy in this movie, guys, where he's just doing insane things just so he can say, yes, bro, I stole your song. And it is mainly a comedy movie, but it has really touching songs and the family dynamic with Paul Rudd and I forgot their names, but his wife and his kid in the movie was really good. And Danny, which is Nick Jonas's character, is like a very broken man in this film that you kind of feel for, but then at the same time you're like, brother, you're bringing this onto yourself. So I don't know if I really feel for you, but that I like I said, I just watched it today. It was a really surprisingly good movie for me. And at the end, when I'm done talking about all the movies I have watched, I will be ranking. This is a new thing I'm gonna start doing every podcast. When me and Ray talk about things we have watched, we're gonna do a ranking system. I don't care if it's 1 star through 5 stars. I don't care if it's 1 through 10. But my ranking is always going to be 1 through 10. That's just how I like doing it. So that's probably what it's going to be for the podcast. And the main reason why I'm starting to do this is just, I want y'all to keep us, accountable. If somehow, some way in the future, someone starts clipping these and saying you rated freaking Space Jam with LeBron James a 7, but then you rated the original a 6.5, and then people are crashing out at us, crash out at us, over that point 0.5 points away, crash out at us. That's what we want to hear. So yeah, I'm gonna start implementing that this episode, and I'll introduce the ratings at the end. Next movie, which is I think this is number 2 on my list because now I'm looking at it and there's only one more movie left. I should have numbered these. No. I found it. There is actually 3 more movies left. So actually, this is number 3 on my list. Okay, bam. This is number 3 on my list. I found the other movie. I don't know at this point. I don't know how many movies are on this list and shows. Y'all can keep track, right? Okay, good. Supergirl is the next film on my list. Comes out June 26th. I honestly couldn't tell you if this is a sequel, but I'm pretty sure it is not a sequel to Superman. So you don't have to watch Superman to really understand this story of Supergirl, Zor-El, I think that's how you say it. But this is like pretty much her origin story, her origin story of her becoming Supergirl in this film. A lot of people don't really care for Supergirl, I feel, and she's actually, in my opinion, at some times she's actually a better written character than Superman. At some times, okay, you know what I'm saying? No one get mad at me. So yeah, I really am hoping they portray that well in this movie. I believe in the actor that she can pull it off a little bit, not 100%, just a little bit. But at the end of the day, I trust in James Gunn, and he is leading DC, so I don't think he would allow a horrible movie to be released. So yeah, Supergirl, definitely. I think there was a voice crack there if y'all heard that, but Supergirl is definitely a movie that I'm excited to watch. Like I said, June 26th. Not too much to talk about if I'm going to be real. I really just think you should check out this movie for yourself if you like superhero films, and I love superhero films. But one more thing before I go on to the next thing. Jason Momoa is going to be in this movie, and he's playing Lobo, and that's someone he's been wanting to play for years, and Lobo is like the perfect fit for him. So I don't, from the trailers, I'm guessing they're going to work together for a little bit in this movie. But Lobo is like a crazy, he's like Deadpool kind of, but like he's just crazy, man. He's an antagonist kind of. He's like an antagonist kind of to Superman. So hopefully in the future they kind of fight. I would love to see that because Lobo is like he pretty much really can't die. So I just love Lobo's character. Uh and I'm really excited to see him in this film with Supergirl. So yeah, that's a film I definitely would recommend checking out if you guys have the time. Next film, well, this is not a film, but it's gonna be airing as a film. Next thing I want to talk about is Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War arc. They're going to be airing, I believe, the first 3 episodes in the movie theaters, so that's like the only reason why I'm talking about this. And I'm gonna check it out. So I believe it's coming out June 25th. That's which I just realized, golly, a lot of these movies are coming out around the same time. But I'm definitely gonna watch this. If you didn't know, now you know. This is my favorite anime of all time. I know on this podcast we talk about One Piece a lot. I know we talk about Attack on Titan. Some people said we think Attack on Titan is the best, and no, we do not think the Attack on Titan is the best anime of all time, bro. It's One Piece. But when it comes to my favorite anime of all time, when it comes to my favorite MC, main character of all time, when it comes to my favorite soundtrack in an anime, let me correct that, of all time, nothing beats Bleach, bro. It's it's so amazing. Core Core 4, this is the last core, aka the the fourth part, the final part of this last arc. So after this, bro, there's gonna be no more Bleach, bro. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I think I'll be good. Voice crack again. I think I'll be good. There is a Hell arc that they released a one shot of, so hopefully later down in the future they will animate that. And if you don't know what Bleach is about, I'll just give a little rundown. This dude, high school student, becomes a Shinigami. Hopefully I'm saying that word right. Where he pretty much he fights for the dead to protect the living. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he goes fights against these crazy demon hollows, fights against these characters that are pretty much gods in this, and he just at the end of the day just wants to protect the people he loves. You know what I'm saying? That is his goal in Bleach, and that's a goal like most people can relate with. So yeah, I love Ichigo as the main character. I love Bleach. This core, like this, let me say not this core, this final arc, like the 1,000 year Blood War arc. For years, I've been one of those people saying Bleach is coming back, Bleach is coming back, Bleach is coming back. So when it finally came back, I really feel like this was for me specifically. You know what I'm saying? So I really think if you haven't watched Bleach, yes, I know when you go on Crunchyroll, or I think it's on Netflix, some of the episodes, or even Disney, some of the episodes I think are there too. I know those 300 and something episodes look scary, but trust me. Tr- Sorry, I muted myself. Trust me. Most of those episodes are filler. If you don't know what filler is, it's non-canon. If you don't know what non-canon is, it means it's not real. So it doesn't matter to the story. So it means you can skip over those episodes. So if you haven't seen Bleach, check it out. You will definitely not catch up before this last part comes out. But you can maybe fall in love with it just like I did. So Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War gonna be amazing, and I can't wait for Black Clover that's supposed to be coming, I think, in October in the future, man. So, check it out, June 25th. The last movie on my list, which is my number one movie I'm most excited for of this month, which is kind of shocking to me, but the trailers got me, man, is Disclosure Day. I am usually not a science fiction type guy, or not science fiction. I'm usually not an anime type guy when it comes to movies. I don't care about aliens in movies. But I don't know, man. Watching these trailers, I don't know if y'all can hear me snapping, but it just got me, man. Every single time, every trailer I have watched got me. I had to stop watching the trailers because I don't want to get spoiled anymore of anything what's gonna happen in this movie. Emily Blunt is starring in this film, and I love Emily Blunt, and so is my boy Colin Domingo. He's gonna be in it too, and I love him too. So I'm excited to watch this movie even more, and it's going to be directed by Steven Spielberg. I don't quote me on this, but quote me if you want. I think this is a movie. I think this is like one of Steven Spielberg's like movie he's directing for not a first time, but he's directing this movie for after he hasn't directed in a long time. So this is like a movie where he's coming back to directing. I guess you could kind of say coming back. Not really, like he has directed before, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't directed in a long time. This is one of his. If I'm wrong, then don't quote me. If I'm right, quote me. So yeah, it's like about where like these aliens are in our world or just Earth. Let me just say that. And like government is covering up. I really don't want to spoil too much. I just want people to go out and watch it, just like how I did when I watched my movie of the year so far, which is Send Help. Um, a movie I didn't watch any trailers. I just went straight in blind, and I really feel like that's what you guys should do too. Go straight in blind. I already got my tickets for this movie. It comes out June 12th. Um, Definitely, if you didn't care about any of the other things I just talked about, bro, from the Adventure Times to the Cape Fear to the scary movies to the Toy Stories, this is the number one movie on my list that I definitely think you guys should check out. Disclosure Day. If this movie ends up flopping, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was about to say there, but I'm sorry. But I guess you wasted your money. Don't trust me ever again. But I'm pretty sure it will not. And yeah, I'm excited to watch it. Disclosure Day. I just look at the rating. It's PG-13, so I might watch it with my brother, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that those were my movies for my top 10 movies, shows, animes, anything I was excited for of the month of June. I know we were supposed to do this last episode, but last episode, if y'all saw, was extremely long, so obviously we didn't do it. But don't worry, guys. This is gonna be a quick episode. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry, don't worry. I got y'all here. So yeah, that will conclude my list of things I'm excited to watch. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully y'all check that out. And now we're gonna get into the things I have been watching slash have watched um this week, I guess, this passing week. The first thing I have been watching, because Disney Plus is like doing a marathon, a live marathon. If y'all didn't know this, there's a section in Disney Plus where they have like live, like they always have something live running, and it's usually always marathons of shows or it's the news. But bro, I'm 22, I'm not watching the news. But there was a marathon of one of my favorite shows of all time, Glee, bro, and definitely, I think y'all should check it out if you like musicals. Do not check this out if you don't like musicals. It's also like pretty funny, so maybe if you don't like musicals but you want to be there for the funny stuff, check that part out. But if it says, I'm just gonna warn you, if it says season 4 through 6 when you're looking at the live description, just don't click on it. Just don't watch it. Don't waste your time, okay? Season 4 is not bad, but I don't think anyone should start at season 4. Like, only start at season 1 through 3 if it says anything else. If it says anything else past season 3, just don't watch it, okay? I'm just gonna be real. But yeah, that was the first thing. I'm not gonna go too deep into that because I really didn't watch any specific episodes. It was just that it was live, and I would just jump in every couple once in a while to check out something. But the first, movie I guess you could talk about that I have watched is Pressure. I watched this movie called Pressure. It is a World War II movie that when you hear that you think of, okay, it's probably going to be a war movie, which yeah, this is kind of a war movie. It is a war movie, but it's a specific part of a war movie. It's not like Oppenheimer where it's about bombs and all that other stuff. I'm not going to go too deep into that. Sorry, I muted myself. But sorry if if anyone thought you went deaf or the thing was buffering. It wasn't buffering. I just muted myself. But yeah, Pressure. It's about this guy who gets hired to help. I don't remember what they called him. This is crazy. I'm in the army. I can't remember what he's called. I think he's the general. And he's pretty much called in, not the general, but the dude that they call in is a like meteorologist. And this is like back in like the 90s, bro. So these meteorologists aren't using technology. They're just using, I mean, it is kind of technology, but bro, let me stop rambling. He calls in this meteorologist to help him predict weather for D-Day. This is based on a true story, apparently. That's what all these movies say. I don't know if it really is, but I guess I gotta trust that they won't. America doesn't lie to me, right? So yeah, pretty much the entire movie. Not the entire movie, but the entire like first two acts of the movie, which is pretty much like majority of the movie. He's trying to tell them what the weather is going to be, and yeah, the general has to decide, does he trust what he's telling him the weather is, this meteorologist that they brought in, or should he trust his right hand man, a dude that has been there plenty of times, and he's saying the weather is going to be something totally different. Um, at the end is when you get more of the war stuff, and I guess if you want to see that crap, that'll be satisfying for you. But in my opinion, it was a good movie. It was actually a movie I was shocked when I watched the movie. I didn't know what it was really about. I thought it was just a war movie on D-Day. I didn't know it was specifically about, which is why it's called Pressure. I didn't know it was specifically about the weather. So when I was sitting in the chair, in my movie chair, and they were like, weather, I was like, what the heck? This is probably gonna be a boring movie. And actually, it actually wasn't boring, it was pretty intense. And the acting was pretty good. Brendan, hopefully I'm saying his name right. Brendan Fraser. I'm pretty sure he was the general in the film. He's also been in the Mummy films, if you've seen those. He did well in his role. Andrew Scott, I think his name was James in the film. He did well in his role as the meteorologist. And then I personally also like the other dude. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. Chris Messiah. I don't know, but his name in the movie is Irving, and he is the captain, the other captain. That is like I guess you can kind of say the antagonist, but not really, to James. And yeah, I just liked the whole feeling of when I was watching this movie. I do like learning about history, so whether this is true or not, it was still a really enjoyable movie. And ranking it on my list of rankings, 1 through 10, not my top 10 movies of the year, 1 through 10. I said when I watched this movie, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't a bad movie, um, but it wasn't an amazing movie. It was just a great movie, simply put. Definitely a movie I think y'all should check out. It's already out, by the way, so definitely something I think y'all should check out. The next movie I watched, I'm just gonna say these movies in order, was Backrooms, the Backrooms. Um, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I might upset some people with this, but I like the Backrooms. Let me just say that before I might upset some people with this. I like the Backrooms. Kane Parsons is a director, which this is when I wish Ray was here with me because I have so many questions to ask him, but brother, it's just me. I'm not gonna ask myself questions. Um, Ken Parsons, hopefully I'm saying his name right, because last episode, if y'all watched, we were saying Curry Baker the entire time. It's Curry Barker. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Our bad, I guess. But Ken Parsons, he is a 20-year-old, I believe, or 21 or 22. I don't know. Y'all can fact check me. I honestly could just look this up, but I'm too lazy. He did a phenomenal job as this is like his first film he directed, also produced by A24. I believe domestically it is A24's highest domestic, which is, I think domestic means America, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it's their highest domestic, I kept saying domestic box. It's their highest movie made when it comes to like money wise in America. They made the most money off of it in America, and projections are saying it will be probably their most successful movie uh they've made so far. So that's a really big clappity clap for Ken Parsons. The question I would have asked Ray if he was here was, I was gonna ask him, I guess I'm already asking the question to myself, so who cares? Let's go crazy. The question I was gonna ask was, do you think I'll ask him again this next week? Do you think Ken Parsons directory? Oh my god, that is not a word. But do you think how he directed this film and how the level of some people have mixed feelings whether it's a good film or a bad film. Do you think because of the quality of the film, it is why it's making so much money, or do you think the other part of it is because of the memes and the backroom culture with people liking the games and all that stuff? And that was the question I was going to ask him, like, what do you think is the reason why this movie is really making the money? Is it because of the quality of the movie, because people are saying it's a good movie, or do you think it's because of the games and the memes and stuff like that? If y'all know the answer to that, well, I know y'all don't know the answer. This is just me asking a question. There is no right or wrong answer. But if y'all want to answer that, comment me, DM me. I mean, I'm gonna be real. As long as you ain't saying no racist stuff, I'll answer. So, um, yeah, man, do it, and I'll respond. But yeah, sorry, I was just rambling. For me though, I would say this movie for me, Mitchell Brown, me. This movie is also a 7 out of 10 for me. Okay, I really did like this movie, and also it's already out in theaters. Definitely recommend you should watch it for yourself. But I did like this movie, man. But there were just some parts where I was just like, I was just iffy on. I didn't wasn't really too intrigued with everything. And this is just I'm just gonna come out and say it, bro. I know this might y'all might not just take anything I'm saying serious anymore after I say this, but I fell asleep while watching the movie, bro. I know. I didn't fall asleep and miss the entire movie, so let me clarify. But I just came from work. I watched it literally as soon as I just came from work. So I didn't eat anything. I was still hungry. No food in my belly, no nutrients, no sunlight, just dark times in the back rooms. And yes, bro, I was falling in and out of sleep, okay? But I was awake for when the therapist, oh my god, I can't remember her name. The therapist, oh my god, I'm not going to try to say her name. Mary in the movie. She I was alive for when all pretty much most of her interactions with Clark, which is like the black psycho dude. I was alive for most of that, and for also when her backstory, and I was alive for I was alive. I was awake for most of the movie, but it's just there were parts where I was like hawk shoe, hawk shoe, hawk shoe. I was passing out, but I was awake for majority of the movie. So I really do feel like it was just the first half for me was just and it was interesting. I liked this first scene with sorry, what's his name? Clark and Mary talking back and forth and their role playing with the therapist and all that stuff. I like that. I liked the introductions to the back rooms. I liked pretty much when they were in the back rooms, I was liking the movie. And what really made me was like, okay, I sat up in my chair and I stopped falling asleep, guys. I was awake for this part, was when Mary, the therapist, entered into the back rooms. And from that point on to the end of the movie, that is what really saved the movie for me personally. And I think the performances from both uh oh my god, I'm not gonna try to say his name either. The main dude, Clark, and Mary, those two people, I think they did a good job. Even the other side characters, the boyfriend and the girlfriend did a good job. That one scientist dude, I mean, he was in the movie for what it was like 5 minutes, but he also did a good job too, from the little times I saw him. And a lot of people were watching this movie and were like, man, I didn't understand it. I didn't know what was going on. It was mid because I didn't understand the movie. It was mid because where are the memes? Where's the skibbity toilet? And yeah, I get it, man. I'm gonna be real. I had no idea what was going on. I walked out of that movie theater and I was a little confused. Like I understood that their trauma and stuff is becoming, I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but not really a spoiler if you won't really understand what I'm saying if you haven't seen the movie. But I get their trauma and their past, things that were really like effed up in their past, or like really is what is controlling the back room. So I get that, but I just I guess I don't get like why were the scientists there? I wanted to know more about why were they there. And I know I watched a video explaining all this. I just don't remember. So maybe someone can like enlighten me again and make me remember. But I know I watched the movie to explain some of these things, like why the scientists were there and why this dude Clark, for some reason, just did not want to leave these back rooms. I mean, I know why. I'm just saying that for like other people. But um yeah, it was for me it was a solid movie. I don't have it in my top 5 movies I have watched this year. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think some people just prefer other things or other things. But the Clark, like his negative monster, that entire chase scene, that was peak, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was low key just sitting there, and I was like, that thing is just so ugly and spooky, and I was just sitting there, just watching, man. I was like I said, I was awake at this moment, so I was just like watching it and just like, what's going to happen? And yeah, rumor has it, if y'all didn't know, there might be a second one on the way. So who knows? We might, because the ending is kind of open ended. So if there is a sequel on the way, which I'm pretty sure there will be, um, we will have some of these answers clarified. And who knows how movies like these go? The second sequel could be worse because they answered some of the questions and people didn't like the answers they gave. But either way, I still think Kane Parsons, hopefully I'm saying your name right, brother, for your first time directing a big major film like this, you did a phenomenal job. If you can hear me clapping, as you can hear, I'm not holding I'm holding the mic, so obviously I'm not clapping my hands. That was a joke. But um what was I saying? But you did a good job, and this new wave of directors, this new wave of these studios, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but these studios giving a chance on these younger people, these talented people, and on these visions is really going to. I mean, we already see it of what happened in May. News I will give next episode. We already seen it. Like the industry is changing, and I love what a lot of these up and coming directors are saying the same thing. AI is not needed, and hopefully, because we know how the world works, people just like to talk the talk, but they won't walk the walk. Hopefully, they will stick with that in these movies and keep giving us interesting and great stories without the help of AI. Okay. I know y'all heard if some people are like, what about your take on AI can be used? And, bro, my take on AI was never to be used with writing. Okay. But anyways, that's the end of that. The Backrooms. Check it out. Great film. Next movie I watched was this other movie that, you know what I'm saying? Guess where I watched it on? Come on, Ray, guess. Oh wait, I'm all alone. I watched this movie on Tubi. It is called The Great Debaters, starring the one and only Denzel Washington. This movie was so good. This is my favorite Denzel Washington film. It's also based on a true story, and Denzel Washington is the star. He is the face, I guess you could say, but he is not the he is not just the main reason why this movie is good. Forrest Whitaker is also in this movie. He's a doctor. He like teaches at a church in this movie, and his son, Denzel Whitaker, which I didn't even know that was his son in real life. Uh, I guess I kind of sound stupid saying that, but James Farmer Jr. and James Farmer Sr. um crushes it. I don't know how old he was actually in the movie. Could I have looked this up beforehand? Yes, but guys, I'm Knicks high right now, so I just shot this literally right after the game. I don't have time to look up anything right now. Um, he did a phenomenal job. Hopefully, I'm saying her name right. Journey or Journey. I'm not gonna say your last name. Samantha Book in the movie. killed it. Nate Parker, Henry Lowe in the movie, killed it. This is also based off of a true story. Well, I says it right here, inspired by a true story. So maybe not everything was exact mondo, but kind of was. Pretty much this film follows. It tells you in the title. These people are debating and they're going back debating and trying to become the greatest in our nation, in U.S. nation. It's about these black students who are in the Texas in the South in 1935. So when racism is still alive, all those things, sorry, all those things are in fact affecting how um they can learn segregation. Oh my god, segregation. Hopefully I'm saying that word right. Is still alive in this time. Obviously, if you guys know this, like I shouldn't have to say this, but it is such a great movie. I definitely would recommend you should watch it. It's on Tubi, but you could probably find it on Prime or on YouTube and rent it for like $2. So if you are able to, if you're able to spare $2, or if you're not able to spare $2, watch it on Tubi. It is such a great film. I just like debating. There will be a future episode of me and Ray debating soon in the future. Soon in the future. Soon. Okay, let me calm down. My mom. Soon in the future, and I'm definitely excited for that. But yeah, The Great Debaters is such a good film. Uh, it's the emotions are it's felt very well, especially with. I'm just gonna break it down with this one scene. It's Denzel Washington, one and his students. It's three of them because at this point, another one of his students drops out because they think he's a communist. Denzel. Um, they're driving to this inn or this den, hotel, motel, whatever. They're driving to this place to sleep because they're going to go participate in this debate soon for against a bigger league school. And while they're driving, they get to the part of the road. They get to this part of the road. They're just enjoying, laughing, just enjoying, just enjoying life, trying to just get to their destination. They come across this burning cross, and it's a group of white men and actually some women too. I don't think there are any children there, but white men and women. And Denzel immediately tells all the students, he says, "Get down, go low to the car," and he turns off all his lights. So I guess so they kind of don't know they're there. They literally saw him driving up, so I don't know why he didn't. I don't know why he turned off all his lights. He should have just drove away immediately. But I don't know, just for some drama effect. But he turns off all his lights and he's just staring at them. They're just staring at each other. Henry and Melvin are just staring at each other. And then they're like, "What the? Those are some black people." Well, they don't say black people. And then they start just chasing them while they're driving away in their car. They end up getting away because the white people are just running. They're obviously not going to catch up to the car. And yeah, there's more in that scene. You can see the body of the black man just like completely burnt up. He's missing some of his limbs, and it like it. Sorry for the stuttering. It's just a very horrific but well needed thing to see, especially. And it's a movie you also can watch to your kids. By the way, it's not like too It's not like they're not like cursing a whole bunch. So, and it's history at the end of the day. Your kids got to learn these things. This is the sad truth. So, yeah, it was really just not that scene, but immediately what happens after that scene is just so compelling. When Nate Parker is just talking to the youngest one in the group, James Farmer Jr., and just telling him like, not gonna spoil. Yeah, I'm leaving it right there. It's just so beautiful. And then the ending when they go against Harvard is amazing. They killed it in that movie, man. So definitely a recommend. Y'all should watch. I give The Great Debaters an 8 out of 10. Um, F it, man. This is my favorite Denzel Washington movie I've seen so far. I give it a 9 out of 10. I don't care what anyone says, man. So I recommend watching it if you have the time. And yeah, check it out. Already talked about this one with Masters of the Universe. I'm just gonna give my rating. I gave that movie a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, I already talked about it. And then the next one on my list is Scary Movie, and I'm giving that movie a 6 out of 10. So if anyone was wondering, oh, you didn't give the rating? Yeah, I just gave the rating, so shut up. Next movie on my list. I watched this movie today, finished it with my brother. Swapped. It's a kids movie that released on Netflix recently, and it was a movie that I was hearing a lot of things about, so I wanted to check it out. And it's about this like small woodland creature, not woodland creature, but a small like Puko. I don't remember what they called it, but his name is Ollie, and he's just a super nice, naive Puko. I forgot how they said it in the film, but that's just what he is. He's just a nice dude, and one day he puts his entire not race, but his entire what's the word? Animal animal family. I don't really know what the word is. Habitat. More of his people, his other animal. He's pretty much extincting his type of animals, the Powokos, because he does something in the film. I'm not gonna spoil because this is a new film that I think anyone should watch this with their kids. It came out May 1st, apparently, so I'm very late on this, but yeah, it's a really good, loving film with a crazy twist feeling that I didn't expect at all. Like, I literally was just like, what the heck? Like, that came out of nowhere. So, if anyone else was expecting that, man, y'all are liars. I refuse to believe. But it is a great film. Not a great film. It is a good film that I definitely enjoyed watching with my brother. And yeah, these animated films nowadays, the animation just keeps getting better and better. Now, my only harp that I have with this film is I don't know if I used that word right, but if I did, vocab's going up, guys. But my only harp I have with this movie was Michael B. Jordan, Ollie, Oscar winner. Okay. Also in Scary Movie 6, they had an Oscar joke that was pretty funny. But okay, back to the point. Oscar winner. Um Deserved. But brother, this is what I talk about when I say, can we get voice actors back into voice acting? Please. He did not do a horrible job as acting as Ollie, but and this is a kids film, so what am I expecting? Like, I'm not expecting this dude to freaking like, bro. I'm not expecting this dude to go out and try to win a Grammy over this. You know what I'm saying? But still, I'm like, bro, we need bring back the voice actors, man. We need more voice actors. When I watch older films, even with like just having a comedian being a voice actor and then bringing in a whole bunch of other people, they're actually trying to voice act. Okay. Shout out to my girl Tara Strong, my favorite voice actor of all time. There's a reason why she's considered one of the greats, if not the great. And it's because she's a voice actor that actually can voice act. Okay. She can do so many voices. I'm not even going to go into how many voices she's done. You will have 1,000% heard her in anything you have watched. Not anything, but you have heard her 1,000% in something you have watched. I don't care how old you are. You have heard her voice before. And sometimes when I'm watching these films, I'm just like, bro, like, can y'all not hear this? This ain't like y'all ain't killing this right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why like when I watch anime and when I watch dub and people crap on dub, I'm like, bro, these dub actors are actually at least trying. You know what I'm saying? When we go to American films, they're not really trying. They're just looking for a big name. No disrespect to Michael B. Jordan, but they're just looking for a big name so they can get people to watch the movie, and it works. But sometimes I'm just like, bro, I just wish there was. I just wish we can just go back to hiring voice actors some more, man. Like, I just like there was a lot of times the voice delivering there were a lot of times where how Michael B. Jordan was delivering uh his emotions in the movie that just were completely just off to me. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it worked. But it's a kids movie, so I guess I can't crap on it too much, right, guys? Um, my rating for it though, it was a good kids movie. I would give it like a 6 out of 10 too. So yeah, and then my last thing on my list was Power Ballad that I just watched, and that movie I'm gonna give that one like a 7 out of 10. Okay, that was also another pretty good movie. Um, I have been watching Spider Noir, but I decided me and Ray are gonna shoot the next episode pretty soon, so I'm going to end up talking about it there. And by that point in time, I would have already finished up Spider Noir. I'm literally on like the last 2 episodes, so it's honestly starting to get pretty good. I know that's crazy. I'm on the last 2 episodes, and now I'm saying it's starting to get pretty good, but I will talk more about my feelings about Spider Noir next week. This has been Newbie Critics episode. I figured out when I'm editing the video. And I'm your host, Mitchell. My co-host, Ray, is not here at the moment, but he will be here next time. And yeah, we're ending it here. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for some reason. I should start saying this at the beginning. Like the video. Uh like I said this last week. I think people are actually sharing the video, so why not keep sharing it? Like I don't care. Keep sharing it. And comment too. And if you're listening to this on a Spotify, if you're listening to this on a non-video format, which probably most of you guys are, download the episode. Apparently downloading actually helps us, so I mean, I don't want this. I'm not trying to make this a career at the moment. This is just for fun. But if you download it, who knows? Maybe I can have this as a side hustle. So, yeah, that is the end of Newbie Critics, and we'll see y'all later, man. Have a good one. Peace.